ga niks meer nu.
Okay, I think we're live now. What is up, YouTube? How's it going? Welcome to the first live stream on the Trader Cage channel. Today, I have some company with me. I'll put him on the screen. He's called the Chartsmith. Can you introduce yourself? What do you do? What's your specialty in analysis?
I am since almost 6 months now a full-time trader on the NASDAQ futures. So that's my specialty. I'm still growing, but we're getting there.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Of course, you're my trading partner, so let's start
And
taking over
and
the
that
trading space and the trading world. Let's grab some money out of this market and let's make sure the retail traders keep on losing and we can keep on trading with the market makers to make profit out of them.
until now it's working perfectly. So
We have a nice big bank balance. Of course not, guys, or else I'm not live streaming.
yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about some charts. Let's look at the NASDAQ here. We have been on the daily time frame. We've had this huge range where everyone was just too bullish. At the start, I was bullish as well because you had a triple tap model. It's a TCT model, and it's based on it's basically a liquidity model that can identify market makers stepping into the markets and uh, each time sweeping the low for them to push price up. And basically we had an accumulation here, and the technical target of the accumulation was the range high, which is drawn in the chart here. Of course, close to the range high was all-time high, so everyone was getting so bullish. We're going all-time highs again, which, I mean, I understand. I mean, after accumulation, you expect some follow-through, but um, if you cannot break out of the range correctly, then you will just go down and possibly, as we can see, get a massive expansion towards the downside. We had a PO3 in play, power of 3. It's a common model in financial markets, and you'll see it a lot. It's the best on the high time frame, but it's basically always there to trap people. So, but what happened in this range is with accumulation, we'd hit the technical targets and we manipulated above a range and we had our expansion towards the downside. Trapped a lot of people. Of course, Trump went president as well, announced some bearish news short term. So that's also what reacted. We're getting people selling off their stocks, taking profits because they just don't know what's going to happen next with the financial market of America. You're not sure what the president will do. So they're just taking profits and just sitting on the sideline waiting for more opportunities. So let's look at this local picture. Is the dump done now? Well, looking at this right now, I don't think so. Let's clear this chart real quick because you cannot see the candles that well. I really don't think this is the bottom yet, because where is the strength? I mean, you're still just in one way down on the lower time frame. You're still just making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and expectational order flow on the high time frame is still a lower high for another lower low. So looking a bit zoomed out, there's no strength at all. This is our high that we have to hold. We had a massive distribution there, a lot of strength, a lot of market makers stepping in here and pushing price down, and we have all this room to follow in between to still be bearish. Even if price comes up here, then we're still bearish. Our high time frame order flow is still bearish. So if we really want to be bullish, we do not want to leave these lows, because if we can keep on building these lows, that makes it interesting for trap people in here and then take out all these lows. Now, if you really want a high time frame reversal, you want to take out these lows, then you want massive expansion towards the opposite side. Zooming in a bit more on this local picture, I must say it's really ugly. It's been, these trading days, last 2 days, have not been that nice to trade. There are a few plays here and there, but I mean, the direction is unclear. You're consolidating, you're moving in between 2 points, so and the market hasn't really decided yet which way we are going to go. So that's the problem here right now, and it's hard to get a grip on what you will do high time frame with this consolidation here. That's in my opinion. I'm not sure if the Chartsmith shares the same opinion as me.
I mean, we trade the same thing. We have the same analysis. So yeah, 100%.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, maybe from now on for today or until New York, we can expect some relief, but it's not confirmed yet. So
Yeah, it
let's see.
always it's a common thing that after London ended, um, you're gonna grab some liquidity in the London session. And London session opened, and I mean, we can zoom in here, and we just straight away instantly dumped towards the downside. We had an SMT on these highs, but still London itself did not take the liquidity. The liquidity was taken after Asia. So we didn't have to do anything with London. London opened, and you're starting dumping the bonds in the market.
That was a nice short up there.
That was a nice short up there. Yeah, if you're
Ooh.
awake at 8. But well, let's zoom in this picture here, because you're in your 1 hour gap. You filled it completely. Your London session is over. You've taken out the London session. Of course, you have to keep in mind the only liquidity you took from the London session is this move up here. So that's not a lot of liquidity. You don't want to be too bullish here. I want to be bullish if we break this high, because then we can see we're prepared to take out liquidity on the top. And when we take out liquidity on one side, we start building liquidity on the other side. So that's what you want to see here for upside, and that's just not the case now. We have left open the high again, so that signals for we have to take liquidity from the bottom again, which is just following the trends. We're still locally in, of course. So not much to see here. Not really continuation trades. I would have to get a big SMT on the highs for a continuation trades. But still, then you had the massive
Consolidating as well.
Yeah, yeah, true. You're consolidating now, which is nice, because if you can read consolidations, you can read the next move of the market. But there's not much to read right now. There's not a sign which way we're gonna go. I like trading these when you keep on making lower highs and higher lows, so you're gonna get into compression. You take out one side, all of the liquidity you take out there, and then get a move towards the upper side. It's basically a market maker model. They use retail patterns to trap you in longs and shorts, and they just stop everyone out and take over your positions to make profit themselves. Yeah, let's see if we can start compressing here. I mean, NASDAQ is not really. You can set 2 alerts, and that's basically it for NASDAQ at the moment. Do you have anything to add there, Mr. Chartsmith?
Nope.
Okay. Once again, guys, one viewer. It's probably Latham, but if you have any questions, then
it's our mate Latham, yeah, 100%, mate.
Then definitely feel
Let's
free
see if
to
he
ask,
drops a chat.
because I love to spar about a few financial things. The Chartsmith does as well. Let's start sharing our opinion and get an objective look at the market here. Because the last thing you want to do is be like a retail, like everyone did at Bitcoin here.
True.
Of course, you're allowed to be bullish here, and you've pumped, you've got the profit, but still everyone in here just thinks you're bullish, 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 even though you're SFPing the high and keep on breaking structure towards the downside. So if you keep breaking structure towards the downside and you cannot gain your highs, then you will just keep on dumping, no matter how the high time frame looks. For example, if your chart is like this, and let's make this smaller at the lower time frame. If the lower time frame will just keep on making lower highs and lower lows, even though your high time frame expectational order flow is bullish, if you cannot break that structure on the low time frame, you will just keep on dumping and you'll eventually break the low you were supposed to hold. And that's why I don't preset high time frame pivot points. No, I wait for a reaction from them, and I'll try to play into the market that way. While looking at Bitcoin, we had this massive expansion up here from the news Trump announced that Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, and Solana was going to be part of the Federal Reserve, and that caused just massive expansion towards the upside. Everyone FOMOing into positions. Well, that's a perfect time for also the market makers to the faster you come up, the faster you can always come down as well, and that's exactly what happened here. You stopped everyone out. I've gotten alerts. Here was that NASDAQ. It was
Yeah.
NASDAQ. Did you break the lows or highs? I'm curious.
I'm gonna check.
That was really
Low,
loud
man.
as well. Low, okay. Well, that's what happened with Bitcoin. You stopped everyone out, and that's when you've got another SFP at the lows, and you started breaking structure from there, and you're just following your demand chain. So if you can keep your lows here, this was a POI I drew in yesterday, but we did not really get an entry from it. Just to grind down, massive expansion up, took out all this trend liquidity. So it wasn't really too nice to grab a trade there. Also this price action, it's just not high, not nice. You can, a lot of people got trapped, Wilm as well, by thinking this was a TCT model. Yes, of course, it had signs of it, but if you cannot break your structure towards the downside, you're just gonna keep on pumping in this case.
Also not the most beautiful range.
It's not the most beautiful range, of course not. If you have a range, you want range price action, so you want to move in between these points.
Oh.
I
Just as what NASDAQ is doing here right now. Third tap on the low if it gets confirmed as well locally. Maybe S&P is gonna take out lunch lower. It's close.
This is not bad, of course, because you have to think about this as a psychological effect on people as well. After the London session, you took it out and you broke internally structure towards the upside.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were well, I would say FOMOing into this position. But as I said before, when you took out London low, what did you actually take out? You did not take out that much. You only took out this move, which is just another break towards the downside, so it's not that exciting. But now it is exciting because everyone that thought you took out London low and got overly bullish and tried to follow this trend, well, they're wrecked now. We can see also a little volume spike here, which is good. So let's start looking at this local time frame, and it is indeed, as the chartsmith said, this is a correct model. When you're downtrending, you're gonna draw your range from low to high, like this. This is deviation 1, this is our deviation 2, and this is 3 taps, so so this could be a valid accumulation. And accumulation means that the market makers are grabbing orders on the downside to then push the price up and target the other side to sell the positions they've gathered here, sell them there, and then reverse the price back down again, or from there actually get your high time frame pivot point.
Do you find it valid if we break this local drop-off point that's brought us to hunting the low? If we gain that one, would you look for longs then? Or do you want to wait on the high you just set?
I mean, looking at the 1 minute, yes, this is valid. I
Yeah.
mean, if you start breaking this high, then this whole model is already complete. You would only have a possible market maker bottom that you can expect more bounce off when price comes back there. But for now, let's look at this. Let me go through the time frames. 2, 1.
It's also really nice. We're gonna close below a 1 hour for value gap. So it's
Yeah, of course. And why is that nice for us? I mean, a lot of people would think while you're closing below that, you can test it back and go towards the downside. Why do you think closing below it, breaking this fair value gap is nice for upside?
well, as you said, most people will think it's bearish, which it can be bearish, of course. If we get the bearish confirmation, you're just gonna move price down further because our trend is down. But if locally you get a confirmation where we can trade up by now protecting this third tap, breaking some structure towards the upside, you're just gonna reclaim that gap and move towards liquidity on the highs if you leave liquidity open on the lows. So a lot of retail is getting scared for taking long positions and entering more short positions, which creates liquidity for market makers to move price upwards more. So yeah, it's
Good
just really nice.
explanation. I definitely agree with that, and that's so what I like. But coming back to your question, is that enough? Well, it can be, but I want to see strength from here on out. Let's look at the
Yeah.
volume profile actually. Yeah, that's not the best, but of course it's a POC. But you have to look at the volume spikes as well, because over here you also have a massive volume spike, which is basically almost the same side as the POC. So this could also, which is also aligning with your high to break, which is good. I would have to see higher lows, man. I would have to see strength from the price here. I'd have to see higher lows, and with this next push, make a new high here, preferably towards the 0.5 line, and then
Yeah.
yeah, I think if the time is right, which it's looking at it that it will be right, because if the macro is starting and we're hunting liquidity on the top side, then it could look really interesting for upside. But if that's not the case, if we do not make the higher lows and not the higher highs. Once again, guys, no matter how bullish everything looks high time frame, if you cannot break the highs, you will just keep on dumping towards the downside. And that's so what's happening here again. Okay.
S&P 500 took the lunch low now.
We still have to think this way. Our trade is not gone because this is a model, yes, but what time frame is it the most valid? Well, it's valid on not the 10-minute, but it is at the 5-minute. And looking at the 5-minute, there's nothing to stress on. You have not broken the low yet. This is just still part of your third tap, and it's still part of your manipulation. So you want to look at that and keep that in mind. You do not want to go too deep now, though. I think you want to see the strength from here, or else lunch low is the next target, I'm guessing.
Yeah, 100%.
We have a SMT with lunch low now, by the way, which is
Yeah.
good for the possible upside we were looking at. But once again, we would have to see some strength here, or else you're just breaking your little consolidation towards the downside.
It's still down until proven otherwise.
Exactly. Okay. Well, that was NASDAQ again. Let me put an alert on the lunch low. We have a few viewers in here. Welcome to the stream, guys. If you have any coins you're watching, crypto coins, if you have any thoughts about the NASDAQ, then definitely let them know in the chat, because me and the Chartsmith, we would love to spar about some topics with you guys and make up a good objective conclusion about a chart or about a crypto coin or something.
What are your views on the USDT dominance right now? It's a great indicator for what's gonna happen with crypto next. If you watch your crypto moves, you're watching the USDT dominance moves. So.
I will look at that in a second. I've just gotten a comment in the stream. SoonSam100, welcome to the stream, man. Great that you're suggesting Bitcoin Cash. I mean, I think it's Bitcoin Cash. Yes, sir. Okay, let's look at that from here. Let's start at the weekly first. I haven't really charted it in a while. Well, what's going on the weekly? Had the massive move down. Okay, first things, of course, it's a lot behind Bitcoin, but start charting it from the bottom. We had a massive accumulation here from the bottom, which is definitely a good sign, because this accumulation model means a lot of market makers has been stepping into the market here to then push price up, which, I mean, look at those candles from there. You've just ripped towards the upside. And what you've also done is you've tested this range back here, and we've got another expansion towards the upside. So to be honest, there's absolutely no reason to come back here for the market. Of course, it's not impossible, but there is no reason, if we are really bullish, to come back there. So let's keep following the structure here. These are inside bar candles, so this is not a valid pullback. So I will leave my pull to this. So that means if we do not break this low on the high time frame, we will stay bullish, and we could expect expectational order flow on the high time frame will be that higher low for another higher high here. Okay, going on. What do we have here? I have this whole thing drawn in, but what actually happened here is this is your latest pullback till that good expansion towards the upside. So I think this is more relevant. This part of price is what caused us to break a new high. So this is probably also relevant to test back. Let's look at that. Absolutely amazing. First thing you see, a lot of wicks in the demand, a lot of buying pressure coming from this from this zone to push price up. That's also a good sign here. Looking at the weekly chart, of course, is there any range to draw in here? Well, there is. This probably also visible on the monthly here. Your high time frame range would be this, because if you make a high and you make a low and you move back to the equilibrium here, then you have a valid range, and we have been moving in between those parts. So our range low, and we have our first deviation of the range low, which could possibly be that we're accumulating here, that the market makers are making people stepping into longs here, which we've left open a lot of liquidity here. And then what the market makers did is we've taken them all out. And as we can see on the wick, we've pushed price up from there. So all the retail people that were stepping in the price here have been stopped out now. And the market makers have taken over their positions to push price up. So let's go time frame lower here. 3 days, there's still anything to see here? Not really, it's the exact same. I mean, we can see we've got a pullback in this massive wick here. So there's probably something on the low time frame that we had to test back. Let's go to the daily if there's anything. Still the same. I'm really curious about this wick, what happened here on the low time frame. So let me just turn on replay mode. Look at this here, what happened here. 15 minutes.
Oh, wow. NASDAQ is looking nice, by the way.
Okay, I'll check it in just a second.
I will scream if something important happens, so just keep going.
I would love for you to screen. Okay, we had this push up and we went down, we filled in the wick that people really bought up, and then we've had that move towards the upside and we've started trending from there. So I really think this is our first hold. This is our first hold in our whole up move. So this is also probably a relevant point to test back. Let's see if there's any combination within demand. Yeah, this is a 1 hour candle with just a small imbalance above. So we can draw this as a demand. Before I do that, let's move it here. Keep your charts clean, guys, because you do not want this green thing going through your whole screen. Okay. Okay, now I have my relevant points drawn in. This is also a really important point of liquidity because it just front ran this 1 hour order block. Let's go out of replay mode now and let's look if anything of that is tested back. Well, yes, it has been doing more than that, because that means in all this up move, we have tested everything back. We've handled all the liquidity here. And also looking locally, let's remove this now because I know we've tested everything here and there's nothing left to test back anymore. This is also really good. This is a liquidity hunt. So that's another sign that market makers have been stepping in there, pushing price up from there, trapping a lot of retail people in longs here after removing everything, every part of liquidity. There's nothing to test back here on the left anymore. So those people have been stopped out by this down move. The market makers have taken over their positions and then pushed the price up again. So what I think relevant is this right here, because this is our last pull towards the downside before the bullish people stepped into the market and pushed the price up and also broke structure towards the downside. That's also why we followed this market structure and still came back there. So we've swept all these people out of their position and once again tested the relevant thing back and got a good move towards the upside. So all in all, you do not have to come back here. It wouldn't be needed if we are that bullish. So what's going on here. I mean, we're still in this up move. We have our low and we have our high, and we're still expanding. What is the target of the expansion here? Let's zoom a bit out for that, because we had this huge consolidation block here, which actually had a distribution on the top. And we had this last pull towards the upside in the range before we broke the range. So this is our supply. This is the last where the bullish people stepped in, but then the bears stepped in and left this range and pushed the price towards the downside. And that's where we're at right now. So yes, we're at resistance. What do I like? This daily time frame. This is just a valid pullback. This is pretty much your structure. This is your low to hold, and this is your high to break if we want to keep following this demand chain we are following. So try this. This will be our new demand to test back, and we can expect some upside from here. This would be point of interest number 1 on Bitcoin Cash here. I do not buy at resistance. That's just one thing I want to make clear. So let's look at this local picture, what has been happening, because what we could do from here is, yes, we've made the expansion. We've reached our goal, which was breaking this high. So what can we expect next? That's probably a move towards the downside and building up that liquidity for then another move towards the upside if we follow this demand chain. But I mean, following this high time frame picture, yes, I think we can definitely expect upside on Bitcoin Cash. Just keep following your demand. If you do not lose your demand, it's still up from here. So this is really important structure that we're making. Let's look at the local picture on Bitcoin Cash, and let's look at the USDT the USDT dominance then. Okay, 1 hour. Not liking it already, because if you can see, you're getting your expansion up, but there's a lot of wicks towards the downside. A lot of people probably selling their positions that they have scaled in here, because this is already, well, yeah, 40% move. There was definitely money made there. Let's go even lower. Yeah, this is just not nice. Looking at it straight away, I think this is all liquidity. But let's make sure it is all liquidity. So let's fine tune if there's not an untested order block open here. 45-minute nice structure pull. Let's keep that in the charts. 15 minutes, nothing here. Everything is tested, everything is gone. I do not want to go below the 5 minutes. There is a little candle here. Can probably expect a little bounce from here if we can come to that. But for the rest, yeah, it's all liquidity. So why did I draw in this structure pool? Well, you have to hold this low for an order to keep your bullish momentum and keep your demand chain. Because yeah, let's just once again, guys, keep your charts clean. This towards the left here. It was a nice 45-minute structure pool. Let's just draw on this 30-minute demand though. Yeah, we've kept it. We're still holding it, so we can still expect upside, but I would not trade the upside, because again, we're in a high time frame pivot point. So we could expect downside from here. We could definitely expect a retracement, so I would not look to long here. These are your places to long, but on your high time frame, You do not want to keep longing this after a big move up like this. So I would be looking at shorts. We have made a good high. There's a lot of trend liquidity. We shot up. Most likely what will happen is, I mean, in my experience, I have seen this a lot, is that we test back somewhere in here, probably create a sort of distribution here, and then get that sweep of all of this trend liquidity here. And we've also make a nice top here. You can expect some follow through towards the downside, but right now I do not want to touch this chart. Let's just wait for a range to be formed. And that's basically it for Bitcoin Cash here. That's everything I can analyze on Bitcoin Cash for you. I hope that was enough info for you, Soon Sam 100. If you have any questions about the chart, then definitely let me know. Also share your view. Why did you want Bitcoin Cash to be analyzed? Do you have a position in Bitcoin Cash? What's your history with this coin? Chart Smith, you said used the dominance, right?
Yeah.
Clean. Good to hear, man. Thank you. And thank you for your requests on Bitcoin Cash. If my chart can actually load here. Okay. Well, there's an interesting thing about USDT dominance, because let's look at the monthly. You know, we always start by drawing in our structure, which is basically, in a nutshell, this pull up. This is our uptrend. This is our low to hold. And if we start breaking that low, we can probably see some more downside in USDT. But if that's not the case, I do not want to look at that. We're holding it, so let's look at that. Okay, bullish here, and we're in extreme demand. I mean, for USDT dominance to be in extreme demand is probably a bad sign for the crypto market, because if USDT dominance comes up, that means there's being more cash implemented, more USDT being implemented in wallets. Of course, it do not have to come by people selling their crypto or selling their positions. It can also be that people are transferring dollars, euros into USDT, and that also means that the market is becoming more liquid. So could also be a good sign. But that's only eligible on the long term. Okay, let's start looking here. I mean, on the 3-day, like I always say, yes, your high time frame is up, but if you cannot break your structure towards the upside, you're just gonna keep on dumping. And we have SFP this high, it's a nice liquidity hunt, and we had the massive move down. This is also your Bitcoin run.
Maybe you have to take a look at NASDAQ, mate.
NASDAQ is
Yeah,
looking
made
nice.
a higher low and
I'll switch
are
to
beginning
NASDAQ.
to take the highs.
Okay, yeah, this is, I like this.
Yeah, the deviation is within our DL limit as well, so it's all really nice.
Yeah, what is really nice about this is you tested your old liquidity. This is your most aggressive way of testing back something in order to switch bullish, and that is your old liquidity. So this is your last liquidity hunted, and that's also, well, I guess where the people have stepped in the price here and pushed it up. Yeah, this is a good bottom to expect more upsides. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Let's remove this 1 hour because it's just trouble in my chart.
It's irrelevant as well.
Do we have any gaps to the left here to inverse? Let me put on my imbalance indicator.
We inversed the first gaps, and we
Yeah,
only
but
have a bullish right now. But it's a bit ugly with the volume imbalance at the top, so we don't know if you're gonna.
yeah, I do not want to use that. I don't like it.
No, no.
I do not want to catch the knife here. What that means is I just do not want to put an order here and just expect the price to move higher. I think because there are no good gaps, you've already tested this inverse back, which caused for a move up. You had
Yeah.
nothing to be inversed after that. You've just moved up there. So I'll have to wait for price to come down, probably create a bearish gap, flip that, and that's when I'll be putting in the long, my stop loss below the low, and I'll be targeting the liquidity on the top here. I think
Patience is key here at
that's
this moment.
definitely. But we have to keep an eye on the NASDAQ.
Second monitor and done.
100%. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Is there anyone that wants to see crypto coin analysis and NASDAQ analysis? We'd love to talk about some financial stuff with all of you. The Chartsmith loved this as well. He's my company for today. I mean, he probably will be here every day, so
for the next couple of years.
100%. His link is in the description, so definitely check him out as well. We're on the same journey. Every trade he takes here is also the trade I probably have taken. I've not even analyzed a lot of crypto coins. My plan was to live stream and just go through this whole list and just analyze everything, but it's not going according to plan right now. What I do want to do is Soon Sam subbed. My man. Thank you, brother. Thank you,
That's
brother.
support.
That's support for you, 100%.
Yeah.
Soon Sam, what's your experience in trading? Do you have, are you new to trading? Have you been trading for some time? Or love to know about your experience in the trading market. Good friends is good trades. Yeah, that's a quote for you there. Yeah, but that's 100% true. I mean, of course, with trading, it's you against the world. But what if you can do it with team? Grab a team of 10, 20 people, or even a community, and you can take all of those people on. I mean, or else it's you against, I don't know, millions of people, or it's a good team of men that can trade. 200 people, just saying a number, against that million. I mean, what are the better odds, you know? So definitely agree with you, Sun Sam. Trading crypto for the past 3 years. That's the same time I've been trading crypto, man. I'm also about something around 3 years here. And how's it been going for you, man? Are you a day trader? Are you a swing trader? Do you just do community helps in crypto for sure? Yeah, 100%, and I'm working towards that. I think I can help a lot of people with my knowledge, and I think a lot of people can also help me. We can just help each other, and that way we can reach your end goal, which is as a trader, of course, everyone thinks about money, but think it this way: your goal should be to be a consistent, profitable trader, and if that's the case, the money will come itself. You should not think of way as making easy money.
Maybe share the Discord in the description or in the chat as well.
Yeah, I've made the Discord. It's not fully complete yet, but I mean, I can definitely share
The basics are there, which you need for communicating and sharing your
the
charts and
basics are
thoughts.
there. Yeah, of course, if you
Yeah.
want to contact me, you can do it in the Discord. I mean, I'm online every day. Um, let's look at that here.
Maybe I have a shareable link for you. Let me see.
Yeah.
I can share one.
If you can
Give me a sec.
also react in the chat with your Chartsmith account, I'll make you a
Yeah.
mod. You're a cycle trader since last year, day trader.
Oh,
I
wait,
mean,
that's not
bro, since
like
last
this.
year, day trader, that's the perfect time because this cycle, I mean, you've probably noticed it. It's so different from the other cycles. So, I mean, yeah, before that, cycle trade, the last cycle was of course good. You had the money flow, you had Bitcoin pumping, you had after Bitcoin Ethereum, after that the alts. I mean, the normal flow, you know. But this time it's really different. I mean, yes sir, gotta adapt. Exactly. The adapters win, my friend. The adapters win. How's your day trading been going? I mean, what's your strategy? Are you using price action? Are you trading trend line, supply and demand, smart money concept? What what's your way of looking at the market? Because I would understand if I'm analyzing a crypto coin that some people would think, what is this guy talking about, you know? Because everyone's strategy is different. But I mean, if your strategy is profitable, then I would respect everyone. 15 orb. I mean, I have no idea what that means, so
The link isn't clickable, is it? The Discord link. You have to copy it, I guess.
yeah, if you can, I have it on my Twitter, I can grab it up.
Yeah. I don't understand why it isn't clickable. It's a bit weird.
I mean, 15 orb, is that your strategy, or I'm not sure what it means. I'm definitely gonna note it down. That's the Discord for you, by the way, if you wanna be part of this community, be part of my journey. I'm a crypto trader, and I recently just started my trading journey on the NASDAQ. I'm also uploading that on the YouTube channel. I will journal every trade I take on the NASDAQ, and it's just road to the proper payouts, man. 15 orb. I'm gonna look that up for a second.
Yeah, that's interesting.
15 orb strategy.
Opening range breakouts.
Okay. And how's that been
I
going for
think I've seen it on X, Twitter, or you want to call it as well.
you?
I have some people.
Opening range breakout, New York session. I see. On the NASDAQ, probably. Yeah, if New York chooses a way, then you're probably gonna go that way. That's a lot of good trades come from there. MEXC options.
Oh.
Okay, man. Good to hear about that. I like what we're doing here on the NASDAQ. Hopefully, we're just slowly
Slow
gonna
but
come
steady.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no gap to inverse yet. But if we can hold this low, and we can inverse something towards the upside, then it's definitely still valid for me. It doesn't matter if we break a gap towards the downside, like this 2 minute, everyone is always so fixated on your fair value gaps, but it doesn't really matter to me because fair value gaps are just tools to trap a lot of people into that market and then move the way. It's I've definitely learned that structure is key. I mean, if you can hold this low, even though you're inversing everything here, if you hold this low, you're still gonna move up, even though you're gonna inverse everything. And I also had to learn that because I was also the one looking at just gaps and really,
Oh, wow.
yeah, you can already hear the pain, but we've adapted the strategy. I have to go eat in a second, so I'll end the stream also in a second. Let me just chart in one more coin here. Do you have any suggestions soon, Sam? Or else I'm just gonna grab, I don't know, I like XRP. Not the fundamentals, don't worry. It's okay, but it's really tradable. Waiting forever on pullback. Yeah. Sometimes it's... just have to wait so long, man. You're just staring at the screen and just waiting for your edge to come on, you know. But yeah, that's trading also. I mean, yesterday I've not taken any trades, and that's also trading, knowing when you don't do not put the order in. It's also really important. LDO, Ludo, yes sir. Gonna analyze that chart and then I'm gonna end the stream. Excuse me. Okay. Start again by looking at the weekly. Gonna see if I can make a bit faster here. Yeah, well, this is just not sure what to think of it. I mean, does it look high time frame to a bullish chart to you? Not really, to me at least. Look at the monthly here. I want to draw in this range, but if it's not, yeah, it is, but it is within the reach, but I don't want to search for things that are looking for upside because this is just a break towards the downside, of course. What do catches my eye is you had broken towards the downside, but you had this accumulation here on the bottom. But it looks like a house. It does, man. It does look like a house.
Yeah, it really does.
I mean the house prices are rising consistently over the years. So I mean let's look at
Maybe it's a
Ludo if
positive thing.
let's look if Ludo can also get that expansion towards the upside.
New house
But
pattern chart.
100%. Curious if we've hunted all this. No, we have not. We have left that behind. How about our first pull here? Because once again, we were downtrending. This was the first time that the buyer stepped into the market and pushed price up, which caused for a break. ETH Eco Coin. Ah, that explains it. ETH hasn't been doing that well. But of course, I have not lost hope in Ethereum. I think there's still some possible upsides if we can hold the levels we need to hold and break the levels we need to break, then definitely. But there has to be a bottom somewhere. Once again, I do like this accumulation here. You can definitely see was liquidity schematic below here. 3 taps on the low, which calls for the push up. So there's definitely market makers that have stepped into the market here to push price up, and I mean sell their orders here, possibly Maybe they're holding, we don't know. But the question you have to ask yourself is, when price comes back into this box here, are the people that has stepped in here and pushed the price up, are they ready to do that again? So that's really important to keep in mind here. For the rest, on the weekly structure, this is your pull down. Is this a valid break? Yeah, I do think so, because you have a weekly candle opening and closing above your level, and that's an indication for me that it's a valid break. Opening and closing a candle above your level. So yes, I do think it's a valid break, so we can draw a structure towards there. Then what's our expectational order flow? It's another higher low for another higher high. So we have to hold this low, and we can expect to break this high. But let's look at the more local picture here to see what's going on there. No lower, I hope. Are you in heavy, my friends? Because I mean, so many people I know have lost their underwear in this cycle. So many spot buys. Look, I do like this, man. I'll tell you that. Well, let's not make you too hyped yet. Let's not make you too hyped. Let's just finish this analysis, and then I'll tell you my conclusion of it. This was your extreme demand in your range. This was on the lower time frame, so your daily just bought today. That's not too bad for long-term investments, but I'll come to that in a second. This was your last pull towards the downside before your massive expansion up. So this is where the last market maker stepped into the market to push price up. Jarek, not only one underwear. No, I've been holding some coins that are down a lot, of course, but I mean, your main thing should be trading. It's a weird one. The cycle is a weird one. I must say I'm starting to like this price action right now. What we're doing here. Let's remove this again. Keep your charts clean. Helps so much. We've had this 3-day order block before your expansion up. I do like that. You had a lot of liquidity before your push up, and that was targeted also here, because there was no manipulation in this move up. We've made a low, made another low, and another low, a higher low, excuse me, and that's when we got the expansion up. So that's a lot. That's a liquidity target. I mean, how long have we been in this range? I mean, almost 100 days above here. So the people that were all in long positions, you can expect them to have their stop loss below this level, and that's all for the leverage trader, but also for the spot traders, because you do not want to. I mean, you gotta have invalidation in your long investments, because that's the number one mistake I've made this cycle, and that's not to stick to my invalidation of my long-term investments. So no stop losses on the spot chart. I've bought spot. Yeah, it depends on your plan, because once again, like I said, I've learned from this cycle that I need to place a stop loss even on spot, because I've just lost underwears and underwears. I do a technical analysis. I do not want to see price come below here, so I would place my stop loss here, so my $100 that I put in here do not become $0. No, if it comes down, I'll cash $70, $80. I accepted my loss, and my technical analysis was wrong. So basically, my spot from now on is also going to be spot trading, and not buy and hold. SL saves lives. Oh, bro, you're coming with some quotes, man.
Oh,
SL is
fire.
save lives. Yeah, beautiful. This is also really nice,
Wow,
because of
thank you with a
course
bearish gap.
you've had this 3-day order block, but on the low time frame, This is a more specific demand. This is your really low pull towards the downside before your expansion up. So you have your one demand and this your specific demand. And look at that. That's a beautiful touch, isn't it? All in all, looking good for now on for high time frame. We've established that this was a new high and we could expect a higher low for another high. But as I've said in this stream so many times, if you cannot break structure towards the upside, you will just keep on dumping. And what is
Take a
our
look at NQ real quick, by the way.
yeah.
It's a BPR as well, so it's pretty strong
Layden
for value gap.
wants to shoot here.
Yeah, maybe. I want your thoughts as well because I don't like the bottom here. It's okay. You have small SMT here, but it's not the most clean one.
We've kept the 5-minute gap, which is beautiful, of course.
Yeah,
3
100%.
minutes, valid pullback. 2 minutes, okay, pullback. Well, what happened here? Let's see.
Ugly close.
Weak in small time frame. Yeah, this is not strength. That's true.
No, far from. No.
But it's also not the time for strength. That's the problem here, because macro starts at in 8 minutes, and macro loves to search for liquidity. But if you just follow the technicals, you keep open your lows. You've tested everything back that you should have. Let's look at this volume profile one more time. Well, would you look at that? Your point of control was right there. Really positive. Oh yeah, you're holding your lows. I do not like this, but following your rules. Another new high. You're hunting liquidity on the highs. You've made another higher low. And we're pushing towards the highs. So what that means is the market has not grabbed enough liquidity on the top. So this was not enough liquidity for the market to reverse towards the downside. So what's expectation? We have to go towards our next point of liquidity, which is right there.
Macro's key here as well.
Yeah, it's annoying that it's not the good time frame, because if the time was good, I would have shot this. I would have put it in order. This was nice. I mean, was it even tested back? It was not.
Nah, your gain is ugly as well. It's not the most beautiful gap, so.
Yeah, no test back as well, so wait for macro here indeed. 100%. There's also not much to test back here and go below here, so we should leave this open and keep on continuing towards the upside from here on, I think. Search and entry in the macro. That's it for NQ then. Yeah, it's really waiting for macro here. But I love the way we've analyzed this Chartsmith and like this, and from there you broke structure, and once again it proves just the strategy. If you keep open your lows, you're just gonna go towards the liquidity on the highs, and the same for the other way around. It was it's a really nice bottom, good aggressive test.
Yeah.
And you can see the
Nice
expansion
call, but no.
from it now as well. But this was not playable, unfortunately.
We'll see if we get continuation. If not, it's fine as well.
Yeah.
No entry is no entry, right?
100%. Keep it simple, yes sir. Going back on LDO, yeah, pretty much. There's not much to say here, except if you cannot break this high, then we will just keep on dumping. And if we break this high, then yes, we can definitely expect upsides. There's a good pool of liquidity here. Is straight away another point of resistance though. pretty much equal highs on the top here, which is great. That's equal highs is a magnet for me. It's basically a line with a magnet above it. So let's place the magnet there. Because it's just a liquidity pool, and the market loves to follow liquidity, and if it hunts enough liquidity on the bottom, like right here, then you're just going to move towards the liquidity on the opposite side. What I want to look at is, because this was your range, is this within your deviation tool? Remove this. This is a higher time frame range. 3-day. No, it's definitely daily. Well, would you look at that? That's really clean. What could be a case here, and I love this on the macro time frame, I like it, is that you have your range there, you've left it, you've tested it back, came down, but you're still in your deviation tool. So what could be happening here is that you're gonna get your manipulation at the bottom here, and then your quick expansion up towards the upside. Once again, we're just looking at scenarios that's possible to trade. I don't think this is gonna happen, but it's a scenario you have to keep in mind. So now this looks good. It has the valid rules. It has the good supply coming in to your range. So a lot of people will be shorting here, and you're gonna get a quick reaction. And ideally, you'll get then that squeeze up, that expansion up, and then you'll move fast towards the range high. It's definitely a scenario. Keep that in mind. Yeah, the bottom looks really good. Break structure towards the upside, get back in this range, and you can definitely see price action towards the $3 again. I do think so, yeah. But for now, no confirmation of upside. It looks really good, but no confirmations yet. That was LDO for you, Soon Sap. So it's not that bad, my friend. I mean, it's better than buying at the tops, right? I mean, you've rated really nicely for price to come down at these levels, and then ape into a coin. I think it's also a good time on this possible cycle to buy in some coins, because some of them are looking really good, like Ton here at the massive range, and you've started and you're in this is still within your DL tool. This could be your manipulation, another PO3 suggestion, with a lot of trend liquidity above here. This looks really nice. Also equal highs here, so that's really good. We could expect some upside here, definitely. No entry for me yet though. Yeah, a lot of coins are looking really, really nice. Litecoin, pretty much a stable coin these days. The best coins are the ones that kept their structure towards the upside. Like you have some coins, I've made a video about that. Let's look. This is the last coin I'm checking, by the way. Then I'm just going offline here. I've made a video about this coin. It was at this point, and I expected more price action, which definitely happens. I mean, we've gotten to the other side of the range, and that was your take profit. Was a good 80 to 100%, was a good gain. But after you hit your technical target, you just dump down and look, project is dying, even though there was a lot of hype involved around this. But yeah, there's no interest in this coin. The volume is still great though. It's not that dead yet. Definitely want to see more price action towards there before you want to look into possible investment or spot trades. Injective, let me give it my eye and then I'll go. Injective, well, I have to look at the monthly, and what I can tell you is your monthly structure is this. If you can hold this low on the high time frame, then you can still expect high time frame upside. It's not all rocket science, but if you zoom in too much, you can get trapped in these kinds of price actions, and you'll buy your spot back there, even though this was your whole expansion, and from there you're exhausted. You've made a good distribution on the highs, and well, you're just gonna get follow through towards the downside. Valid range here. Deviation on the lows. This is a good long POI. Wait on confirmation on the low time frame, and you can get probably good long. We had this massive distribution though. All the volume is in the top section, so we do have to spend a lot of time here. Do we actually want to get a good trade here? Because the market makers need time to fill up their orders, and if they're not doing that, then you can probably not expect a big push up here, especially because there's not that much trend liquidity here. I mean, there's supply, a little breaker here where you're against. It's just resistance. It's not an easy move up, so we need a lot to happen here. Lol, what is patience is key folder. Well, that's if I have a chart. I mean, basically a chart like this. I mean, I'll put it in the patience is key, and I just need to wait. That's all I need to do. I need to wait. I need to put in alert, and that's it. Don't need to do anything else. That's basically the patience is key folder. So you've analyzed it. You drew in the good high time frame pivot points. But for the rest, don't touch it unless it hits those pivot points, because you want to align your low time frame entries, your low time frame longs with your high time frame pivot points. Aligning with that low there, it's also nice. So that's basically that folder. Just wait. Okay, man. This was the stream. Soon, Sam. Good to have you here. It was really nice for you chatting in this comment section, this live chat here. I like talking with you. Good sparring session. And make sure to join the Discord if you're interested in more contact with me. Maybe we can talk to each other about more coins. See if we can spar some suggestions to each other. See y'all next time for sure. It's good to hear, my friends. Then thank you everyone for watching the stream.
Thank you.
And I'll see you
nice
all
time.
in the next one.